All right, all right, all right, all right. Greetings, greetings, everyone. It's Kamal, and we have a special guest in the building. uh, you want me to call you Gigi?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
So, in my travels in the last couple of years, I've been meeting Black folks all around the world, and so trying to have conversations about their experience and what led them abroad. And so I got a chance to meet this sister. I believe we met in one of the groups on Facebook, and turns out that she actually owns land not too far from where I am, and I think we've got a good story to hear in terms of the sister's doing her thing out in Belize. She is living her life, living her dream, and yeah. So I just wanted to have these conversations and share with other folks so that we can see that it's possible. We don't have to give all of our precious treasure to just one place. We can be global, we can be universal, and yeah. So just wanted to first of all give thanks Mandukwe for coming on. We had some technical difficulties at first, but we worked through those. The internet be trying to jam up good people trying to get together, so we were able to see through those, and so Mama Gigi, I want to say thank you for coming on with me and having this conversation today.
Okay, well, first don't call me mama.
Madam
I'm too
Miss,
young to be called mama.
in our community, any woman that's had a child is mama, but I got you.
Okay.
No mama.
All right.
You want me just Miss Gigi. Got you.
Yes.
All right. So we kind of went through the drill before and had some questions already outlined. So I think the first one was, introduce yourself, whatever you want to share. Tell us about yourself.
Okay, well, my name is Gigi Kelly. Well, at least that's my handle. Kelly is my family name. It's the name I use in business. My business is Melanated Mud. And that is my homestead that I have in Belize. It is named Melanated Mud because the soil there is so like black gold. It's good soil. So I named the my property, my homestead, Melanated Mud. That's my business. While crafting herbs and um, tinctures we make, and we harvest elderberry that we've grown to make syrup and things of that nature.
Oh, cool, cool, cool. And so how were you introduced to Belize and why did you choose to make that your home?
Well, I have been a purser for a major airline for 14 years and I traveled around the world. And I was always looking for a place that I would set up for retirement. It is part of my retirement plan, finding a piece of land that I can make a homestead on. I'm attracted to that lifestyle because I'm a vegan. I've been a vegan since 2016. And I grow food wherever I am, whether it be on a balcony, in a small backyard. I've always grown food. So purchasing land abroad, wherever it land me, um, having an off-grid homestead was important to me. Found out about Belize from a friend, and I went there for a short visit, checked it out. I was in the south of the country in an area called Punta Gorda. I lived there for a couple of years. I liked it. I decided to come back home. Well, I was in and out for a couple of years. I decided to come back home and sell my condo that I owned at the time and get two big shipping containers, load all my stuff, buy a lot of equipment that would be needed for that terrain to be able to build on. Bought all that equipment, packed it up, and moved to Belize.
Oh wow. So just like that, huh?
Mhm. Just like that.
Did you find it difficult to handle that whole process of shipping stuff and
I mean, it had its difficulties, but I had looked into it. Got a broker on the end in Belize. You do need a broker if you're bringing in large items like I did. I brought in two vehicles, a scooter, two shipping containers full of equipment and household furnishings and things of that nature. So I had to get a broker on that end to clear through customs, to clear my items through customs.
is so in Belize you have a couple different ways to migrate to be an immigrant. Did you think about the QRP program?
Yes, the QRP didn't apply for me because I'm not fully retired.
Okay.
And that being, I wanted to go the resident route.
Okay.
There's some tax breaks in that, but it's not as cut and dry as it's spelled out after speaking with an attorney there in Belize. So,
Right. In the resident route, you can still work too, right?
so that's what I have. I have residency there now.
Oh, so you did the whole 50, was it 50 weeks?
Yes, took me two.
Okay. So you have to be in country and
Mhm.
not leave for any longer than 14 days in one calendar year.
Correct.
And then you have to, what's that process like? What is that? How is that?
Well, I'm an adjuster. I do insurance adjusting as well as I sell insurance. So coming back and forth out of the states was something I need to do, but I was doing it with that time frame in mind, the 2 weeks coming in and out, getting my stamp, paying the $50, 50 Belize dollars, $100 US a month to maintain the visa. And then at the end, just before I came back here this last time, I applied. Well, I had already applied. It took a year for it, and it was just sitting sitting on the side for a while. So I had to grease some palms. Sometimes that's necessary in countries like so to get things moving. But it did get it moving, and I was able to satisfy the requirements. They do a thorough background check on you.
Hmm.
They do check your resources, your finances, because they don't want you to be a burden to their country. They want to make sure
Right.
that you're able to contribute to their economy. So I
Right.
had to show all my assets, my what my money looked like, as well as a sponsor, someone
Oh, really?
who would vouch for you. They're in the country, so you're good of good character.
So you still need a sponsor even if you make the financial threshold.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
But this
Okay.
to vouch for your character.
Gotcha.
Because
Gotcha.
they figure you've been there that many years, you should know someone, right?
Well, oh yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. So are you saying you would fly back to the States to handle business,
Mhm.
but over the total calendar year, it did not equal 14 days, or does not, it cannot exceed 14 days
It cannot exceed 14 days
in duration one time or for the
in
whole year?
duration one time.
So you could go back and forth as
Yes,
long as you're not gone more than 14 days.
correct.
So like if my job required me to be on site 1 week a month, I could
Mhm.
do that.
Yes.
Ah, that is different than I thought. I thought you had to literally, if if you got January 1 to December 31st, that I could be off away from Belize for no more than 14 calendar days the whole year.
No.
But you're saying it's just you can't be away for more than 15 for
Yeah,
14 days.
they stamp your passport coming in and out. Mine is all full. I have to renew my passport now. But it'll show in each, there's stickers all throughout my passport for the time I was there was being stamped when you come in. So they see the date that when you came back into the country
Okay.
and the date that you left.
So that
They
is that's
scrutinize they really scrutinize the passport when you're going through the residency process.
I like that. That gives me more opportunity to because I'm a consultant, right? I do construction stuff. And so I can definitely probably pull off living remotely in Belize,
Mhm.
but coming back to do site visits once a month.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
probably, man, that makes me feel really good. It's going to
Mhm.
be expensive as heck with the way flights are right now, um, but once you get the residency, you're from what I just saw on the IRS website, your first $112,000, I think, is what the IRS says now, is tax free. I mean, that's one of the reasons that I'm interested in this. Definitely. I mean, if I can save 30 to 40% of my income
Mhm.
for 4 or 5 years, that's much better than that 3 to 4%. Um, what is it called? The IRA or whatever it is,
Mhm.
401k.
Wow. Oh, okay. Mhm.
Yeah. So I like that. I'm trying to pull up the IRS website now. I wanted to share that with the people so that they see this and know we're not playing. Now, how can I share screen? Share screen here. Share. Can you see it?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Says here, if you are a U.S. citizen or resident of alien of the United States, live abroad, your tax on your worldwide income. However, you may qualify to exclude your foreign earning income up to an amount that is adjusted annually for inflation. Then it says here, um, $112,000 for 2022. So simply stated, if you earn $111,000 and you live abroad with official residency in another country, you will not pay any tax up to $112,000. So that is what I'm talking about. So, y'all, we don't have to pay as much taxes. Just got to think about things differently. Might have to give up Uber Eats and Instacart. We could save some money. I don't like the glare in my glasses. All right, so I stopped sharing. Now let's get back to those questions. Sorry for veering off a little bit, but that was a good thing. I love learning because I'm only a year into this process.
Mhm.
So just to let you know about myself, and when I turned 49 in 2019, I said I've always wanted to live somewhere else. I wanted to be somewhere warm. I wanted to, just experience another country. Jamaica is my favorite place on earth. I have not been anywhere, internationally more than I've been to Jamaica. But it's an island and stuff is expensive and it's the hustle culture. But I love mountainy jungle areas, right? And so in 2019, I said, okay, I did my little research. I decided on 4 countries that were potential places for me to relocate. Mexico, I have friends that have moved to Mexico to relocate. Belize, Costa Rica, and Panama were the 4 countries that fit my criteria. They weren't islands. Um, it was relatively reasonably safe and within a 4 or 5 hour flight. So that was my criteria.
Okay.
So I got a chance to go to Belize. No, I got a chance to go to Mexico and Costa Rica before the pandemic hit. And 2020 came. I actually lost some money on my Belize trip because I was supposed to go in 2020.
Mhm.
In 2021, I finally was able to go, and when I got to Belize, it was perfect for me. So it fit right. It was it reminded me of Jamaica in terms of terrain. Um, and it just worked for me, and it worked out. I was able to negotiate a decent price for my property, and bought the land and started building a house um, back in December. So I bought the land last July.
Mhm.
Rode in because it's in the jungle. I had to clear the site, set up a culvert. The culvert was there's about a 7 foot difference from the highway because the Hummingbird Highway is a real, according to Belize, a real highway.
You did a
So
concrete culvert.
yeah, concrete, and it's 7 feet tall. It's huge.
Mhm.
Like it's a 7 foot drop from the road down to my land, and then it slowly, gradually begins to rise back up. But that took about a month and a half,
Mhm.
and then got a bulldozer and cleared some land. I didn't want to clear too much land. I just wanted to clear just enough for this cottage I'm building. But anyway, so I'm only a year into this. So you are more advanced in this thing than me. How long has it been again since you've been traveling to Belize?
2016.
Oh yeah, okay. So what was that? 8 years? Yeah. So you got 7 years on me. So definitely want to learn
Mhm.
from your experience. And I have actually other folks who are priming me to say, "Hey, I want to come to Belize too." And I actually have another friend that was has been trying to buy a property here in Maryland near the Ocean City or near the Bay or in Annapolis. She wanted to do an old school bed and breakfast. And so last year I was priming her like, look, you really want to be in the Caribbean. You don't just want to be on the Bay. And so she came down and she loved it. She actually bought a really nice lot on a Burgess Key. She's up north but it's really nice. She's on a lot right next to an easement going down to the beach. So literally, she's 300 feet from the beach. Um, it's it's not very developed up there, but there she does have the couple resorts and residencies right on her block. Within you know a 400 or 500 foot walking distance from her. So she's not isolated, but the electric's there. So she's in a good place in that Burgess Key, and she wants to be in that. She wants to cook and Airbnb and have her place. That's not my. I didn't. And Burgess Key is kind of cool to visit, but for me, not a place to stay. What's your opinion of like those tourist places in Belize?
But yeah, I didn't come there to live amongst the tourists. I came there to live amongst the locals.
Right.
So when I sought the land, I bought land down south too, bought 5.5 acres down there. Um, and it was like we had spoken before, I would have to put a whole road in to get to my land. So that project was just a
Yeah.
bust. So I've lost a lot of money in that.
So you
Um,
you still own that lot?
mhm,
Wow.
the five
Yeah.
and a half acres, yeah.
Wow.
But so I decided to be in the center of the country, but still have the jungle. So the area that I chose, I came up from the south and would come up a couple of weekends and to look at land and meet with people to find land. And then when I found this particular piece, I wanted it, and I bought that
That's
and
beautiful.
began developing it and moved everything from the south of the country up to that area. I rented an apartment at first. I have a dog, and I kept my dog on the land. She's still there. I have groundskeepers now.
Oh yeah.
Um, but it really helped because being right there in the city allowed me to be able to get things done being right there because I was 6 hours away, being in the south of the country, drive, 6 hour drive. So I would just camp out on my land, got some tents there, would camp out and get things done, got the road put in. And um, then now, we built a little house there. Now I have some shipping containers that is on my land, and that's the plan of building the houses out of shipping containers. I wanted everything to be reused material,
It's dope.
repurposed. And so
So
shipping
wanted to
containers.
show everybody a little bit about Belize. It's a really small country
It's
on
just like
the
it's the same size as Jamaica.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Might even be a
It's
little bit
not as
bigger.
overpopulated as Jamaica.
Yeah, it actually looks a little bit bigger on the screen, a little bit bigger. But
It's
it's right under Cancun. I mean, if literally you can fly into Cancun and drive and be in Belize in about 6 hours. But quick flight from Houston. I actually prefer to fly out of Miami.
mhm,
But so here's Belize, and just to give people the layout of what we were talking about, all the flights, international flights, come into Belize City, or really Ladyville, which is a small town outside of Belize City. Belize City is the economic capital of Belize. It is not the political capital, but it is the economic capital. A lot of businesses are there. A lot of embassies are there, even though the political capital is Belmopan. And so you have the airport here. And most folks come to visit. They fly off to this island over here, which is really a peninsula called Ambergris Key. And San Pedro is the big tourist town. Way too crowded for me. I can't stand golf carts, and it's a bunch of obnoxious tourists. So I was there. I enjoyed it, but it's not the place for me to live. And I was looking for solitude and some peace, not a bunch of drunk folks. This is Secret Beach. You hear people talk about it. It's on the western side of Ambergris Key, and this is I don't know what they call that road, the east-west road. And I was talking about my friend. She owns land way up here, and of course, our neighborhood, you would come back to Belize City, take the highway back to Belmopan, and this is my little village here, Armenia.
Oh, you're by Armenia. I know
Yeah,
Armenia.
yeah. I I'm right by Armenia, and yeah, I'm right by Armenia. Let me do
Mhm.
a little something. I don't know if I should do this or not, but I'll take a chance. I will take a chance. Here's the Cave Branch River, right? My land is right next to the Cave Branch River, but I think I'm going the wrong direction. Caves Bridge, Caves Bridge. Here we go, right here. Google Map. This is the quickest I've ever seen Google update stuff. So this is my land right here. And this area, like we just cleared this land in May, and it's showing up on Google Earth. So they must have just redid it. This is their first initial road I put in, and this is the house I'm building. So it's right off of the road, right down the street from you. But anyway, we're talking about the other places in Belize. Sister mentioned Punta Gorda, which is way down south, and the Toledo district. These are like states, right? And then there's Stan Creek, and Cayo is a really big district. There's the Belize district, Orange Walk, and of course the Corazon district way up north. I've never been to Orange Walk or Corazon. I want to spend some time there, but haven't gotten there yet. But so yeah, just wanted to show a little bit about the country in case folks want to know what we're talking about when we say these places. Did I stop sharing?
Yes.
Yeah, I did. Okay. So the next question was, what are the challenges of relocating abroad? What are some of the challenges that you've had to deal with?
Well, yeah, the whole customs was a chore because you know, you have to tell the good and the bad. I'm going to be transparent.
Mhm.
You know, anytime, and I'm very familiar with Jamaica, family in Jamaica, and I've cleared things in customs in Jamaica before. It's not as hard as clearing things in Belize as it is clearing things in customs in Jamaica, but you do deal with the pricing. You know, they can kind of slap on whatever price they want. So you want to get a good broker that has a good relationship with those customs officers that can get you fair pricing for things because you pay tax on everything.
Right.
And you just want to make sure that you're being priced out fairly with that. I sent it by cargo, by the land, I mean by the sea. But we drove my pickup truck. I have a pickup truck and a utility trailer. We drove that from Michigan through to Brownstown, came through Mexico. We drove to Mexico and into Belize with my my truck. I have a Chevy Silverado, big pickup truck, and a big utility trailer. So it wouldn't fit in the shipping container, of course. We tried, but it didn't fit. So we had to bring those things down. It was the last ride I did with my dad. My dad drove it with me and my friend. It took us 3 days because we stopped and slept. And
Wow, you are
Mexico's beautiful. It's not what they tell you.
you are
Mexico
you
looks
are
far
full
better than the United States.
you are full of amazing stories, because that's something else I didn't know about you. So in case everybody want to see, you can, one of the reasons why I was first sold on Belize is that my Baba told me that you can drive, Baba Jabbar. So you can drive there. So he said we could, if we decided to make products in Belize and ship it back to the US, that we could drive it. And for sure, it is. How many days does it take to drive through Mexico?
It's only 36 hours, but yeah, you stop, sleep. Some people do it. Two men can do it together in 24
Okay.
and just not sleep. Because I know Belizeans that do it, they buy cars.
Right. So if you wanted to drive down and not rush it, like if you
Just
only
go through the
wanted,
coast. You go to the coast, down the
right.
coast,
And you say you came through where?
well, up the
Brownsville?
coast. I don't like to use the word down, up the coast.
Right.
Yeah. Came through Brownstown. Is it Brownstown?
Brownstown.
Texas,
Yeah.
right at
Yep.
the border.
Yeah.
We entered that way.
Okay. And came on down to Mexico. Did you stayed away from Mexico City?
Catch them.
You stayed away from Mexico City?
Yeah, we didn't go that way. It's not that
Yeah.
it's dangerous. Don't believe the hype.
Don't.
Yeah, that's all a lie.
Well, you
Um,
know, United States of America is the safest place on earth.
there was no problems coming to Mexico. We were stopped one time. They had their high artillery and they were there and they asked for some money and they directed them to speak to me in the back. I spoke to the gentleman and they said, "Vamos, go." No problem.
You speak Espanol?
No, but I know how to speak to people.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the sister then drove through Mexico. Man, let me find out.
hmm
You got mad
I
skills.
did have my Spanish dictionary with me though, but it wasn't even necessary. Just
Wow, that's what's up.
communicating.
So it was three of you guys.
Yes. And only one person was the driver. Only one
Okay.
driver. My dad just came.
Okay. Wow.
hmm
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, more stories, man. More stories. So okay, so you said customs immigration was it customs was an issue.
Yeah.
Wasn't fun.
Yeah, no, it's never fun. That's in any, if you go to any country, it's customs is never fun. You're just at the mercy of how much things cost.
Right.
So everything for my customs was $17,600.
Okay. Okay. Now, do you feel like it was worth it, or do you feel like you should have just
Absolutely. No,
really?
absolutely. Yes,
Because I've heard people that said, they sort of
absolutely.
regretted bringing so much sometimes.
Absolutely worth it.
Really? Okay. And
Uh,
that includes your vehicle too.
that includes my vehicle.
Okay. Do you mind if I ask how old it was?
Um, a 2000, what year is that car? 2014, I think it is. Oh, 2013, I believe it is. So that's my I have an Infinity FX35.
Oh,
Brought
wow.
that down, and then
Yeah.
I bought a Honda scooter. That's a 2014 Honda PX35 scooter, and then we drove the Silverado.
Okay. Wow.
Like,
That's you made out well. I mean, because that's not a cheap car.
mhm.
Yeah. I was looking on for what they charge. I have a 2018 F-150, and the current value is somewhere around 40 something thousand dollars. And so I was reading that it was 40% of the value of the ride. I'm like, what? I would have to pay 16 grand to bring that truck down.
You're better off just driving it. You get a better, you'll do better. Not shipping it, do better at customs at the border.
Oh, really?
Paying, yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
okay. Well, there you go.
People do
Well,
it all the time. I know a lot of people that brought vehicles down that way. They'll drive them down.
that's what's up. See,
Mhm.
more stuff to learn. So, other than that, what are some of the other issues with moving abroad?
As far as the process or being there.
Anything well,
Well, I went through. I
either
got
either
sued.
one.
I got sued a faulty lawsuit. A gentleman tried to sue me because they feel you have money, and he didn't win in court. You know, the judge was in, a magistrate was in on it too. I mean, it's just you run into those things, you know. So
Wow.
you have
Was
to.
did he do work for you? Is that how he tried to sue you?
No, he did no work for me. Absolutely no work for me. He tried to lie and say he did some work, and but it was no, he was drawing up plans and came out to the properties, and so it was just a lie. So
Wow.
I had a very respectable man in the town come as a witness, and another person. I had very good witnesses. They attested it was a lie. So
Did you feel like he was trying to take advantage of you as being a
always,
single woman?
absolutely, it happens a lot. It happens a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah, they think you have some money, and they will try you.
Wow.
Yeah, so you have to, guard yourself.
Right.
Mhm.
What are some of the unique blessings of Belize?
Oh, wow. My homestead, I must say, when I put my road in, it was a gentleman that came. It was one of he drove the bulldozer and the roller or whatever. And there's some ancient burial grounds on my land. And we were able to discuss that. And I'm really into uh, Asiatic history, Mesoamerican history. As you see, I have my little Aztec guy with the emerald. This is very ancient. Um, so to find out that was just like confirmation. That's where I belonged.
Wow.
It was in line with things that I study and my interests. So
Wow.
mhm.
Yeah, there was a a guy when he first was clearing my land,
Mhm.
surveying it. He said, "You have a cave on your land."
Mhm.
And so I told my neighbor. My neighbor was like, "Oh my God." He was like, "Well, I hope you don't find anything in it." Because if you find something in it, then they make it a big to do out of it. Well, it
Yeah.
turns out it's actually not on my land, but there was nothing inside of it. But
Yeah,
they
the
say it,
archaeological institution, they will. I just like the two burial mounds, I put a big stone over so it can't be touched. I didn't want it to be bothered.
they say I've never been inside of it because I'm still getting over these snakes. So they say it's as big as a football field
Mm.
underground. I'm like, what? Yeah. So
A lot of
apparently
things
there's
in Belize, a lot to explore and a lot to learn. And you'll be, I don't know where your beliefs are, what you,
shorty. I'm used to hood
but
rats and scallywags. I'm not used to snakes.
yeah,
You
big
know?
viper snakes are there.
Yeah. So have you seen any snakes on your property?
I haven't, but the gentleman that I had do some work over there, yes, and they killed it. It had babies. They killed it and the babies,
The
yes.
uh the real bad one,
A big viper snake,
the fur
yes.
oh the viper, not the fur. I have fer de lance on my property.
Oh, yeah, the fer-de-lance, yes.
Yeah, I have fer de
Yes,
lance. And
yes.
the
They're
yeah.
common. Yeah.
Now I've not seen only thing I've seen on my land other than those doggone ants are howler monkeys. Let me
Oh,
tell you.
yeah, the howler monkeys are harmless.
I know, but it was so awesome. I'm in the driveway, I'm sitting there, and the howler monkeys are just up there doing their thing and blah, blah, blah. And so we all stop and we look at them. And when we start looking at them, they stop. They stop moving. Like, what y'all looking at? I just loved it. And then I made a little funny monkey noise, and a friend of mine gave me the elbow. Don't do that, my Belizean friend.
Mhm.
But I love it. I love it. I love the solitude with the trees. I feel like they're talking to me.
Mhm.
Don't judge me. But yeah, I just love it. That's one reason why I really like. I'll tell you when I went to look at land down in Punta Gorda, a lot of it had already been cleared. It was land that people were trying to sell for land. It wasn't just raw. My spot was just raw. Um, Probably was logged back in the early 1900s because they say the trees are so tall they've got to be at least 70 feet tall. So, all right, tell us about building your homestead. What are some of the issues, challenges? What are some of your accomplishments with building your homestead?
Well, I started with I changed my mind a lot. It's not until I get out and see something else. Maybe I should do that. I was putting up a fence. It's a concrete board, like I don't know what you call it. I'm not really good at all that. It's like a concrete runner. It's all to block the whole land off and to put these poles up to put this wall. Well, anyway, I changed my mind, stopped, halted that plan, and now I'm trying to do a concrete wall.
Around the whole joint?
Mhm.
5 acres?
No, that's down in the south of the country.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I just have a little over an acre where I'm at there.
Okay. That's a lot of concrete.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's necessary for what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. I go back and forth with that. Like when I tell my friends what I'm building there, I'm building this open air sort of compound. Um, like you've been to Jamaica, right? Or even places in Belize, they have these family
Or
yards.
yes.
Well, it'll be the family land. It'll
Hmm.
have like a gate around it, and it might have a couple different houses back there, right?
Hmm.
So I want to do the yard kind of a thing, but I don't want to have a tall wall. I wanted the yard to come. I was going to do bamboo.
Hmm.
I was going to do, and so I still have not settled on what will be that yet, but it's only going to be like 150 feet by 150 feet. It's not going to be the whole property.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I did put a. I've had some stuff stolen, but not a lot of stuff. I've only had three bags of concrete stolen
Mm.
in a year.
Armenia.
Huh?
I said Armenia.
But you know what? I've been a contractor for the last 35 years,
Hmm.
34 years. I've had more stuff stolen on a lot of other jobs than that. 3 bags of concrete in a year,
That's not bad.
that's nothing. Nah, that's a bag of concrete is $6. $18 in a year. Probably somebody in our media needed something to do something. Like, oh, let me go get some concrete from my neighbor. I'll pay him back later. Yeah, that's funny. Uh, so are you're building a homestead? So you're gonna do like farm stuff, trees,
That's what's
herbs.
going on there now. It's undergoing constantly, even in my absence. Like I said, I have a groundskeeper, Emilio, his wife Anna, and their sons, and I get help from his family too. That they do the kind of work that I need. And I have another gentleman, Cristobal, that does work for me too. So yeah, we have a lot of things growing, and some things they take to market. There's an expat market there at the restaurant at the roundabout.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we sell things at that market.
Oh, even the
We call
bus
it the
term.
expat market because a lot of expats have booths there, and uh, you have the general farmers market that everybody goes to,
So
and
you're
then
talking about the first roundabout going north, and it'll be on your right hand side.
it's at the restaurant there at it's been a minute, I can't remember.
Okay,
It escapes
but
me,
if
but the restaurant there, when you're coming up, it's at the roundabout there where
yeah,
um, there's a Jamaican restaurant across from it too.
okay, wow, okay, it's called the expat market.
That's what we call it.
Okay, um,
I forgot the restaurant there. It's at the tip of my tongue. I just can't remember.
so you've planted a whole lot of trees
Fridays
and
and
plants.
Tuesdays. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay,
Especially when COVID hit, me and my daughter has land there too. She has land right up the road from me. Um, we locked ourselves into Belize instead of being locked in here to America. That shows where the
okay,
mindset is.
right,
The whole thing is a food shortage. That's our concern, is being able to
right.
be prepared for when there's a food shortage or when our government decides to starve us. So we wanted to go there and be locked in there if this was it.
That's one of the things that scared me when I actually read that Bill Gates had been in Belize last couple of months, last
They're
couple of
buying up
weeks.
farmland everywhere,
Yeah, yeah, he's got
all around
millions
the
of acres.
world.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, and I hope. Well, yeah, it's not cool. Um,
But see, a
what?
lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't even understand. You say that, but a lot of people don't understand what that means, what that entails, what their concerns should be, and that they can do something to protect themselves or to at least uh, be able to not look over at their child and see their child go hungry.
Yeah, and I've talked a lot about on my channel about seed saving,
Hmm.
like learning to save seeds.
Heirloom seeds, not this stuff, not stuff you get at the grocery store. Guys, that's not good seeds. This is fake groceries. It's not food's not gonna sprout off of that. No. You gotta
Yeah,
buy
and
some heirloom seeds. Johnny Seed is a good company to buy good heirloom seeds from.
Johnny Seed. Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
there's some things that are total bull crap. But my focus is trying to get people into the art of understanding where food comes from and how not to be dependent on whatever. So
Yeah.
if you got a red pepper from the store, that's a place to start. But yeah, there are lots. I use Hoss seeds and Baker Creek
Mhm.
for a lot of my seeds. Thought I had the catalog sitting right here somewhere. Yep, I do. Yeah,
Mm.
Baker Creek
Okay.
heirloom seeds.
Oh, good.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, definitely, definitely.
Because you can travel with seeds, you can move about. Because if things get bad, even in Belize, and you got to go deep off into that jungle, you got to clear an area to make a new homestead for yourself, you'll have some seeds.
Yep, definitely. So, what kind of advice would you give to people who feel stuck in the U.S. or
Anything
frustrated?
outside of the box. And when you say stuck, like, what do you mean when you say stuck?
Well,
In mind frame, or are you saying financially? What are you saying?
I think it's all a mind frame. I mean, unless
People
you're
don't have the luxury to relocate. Some people just
uh,
have,
if you're indigent and don't have any money, that's one thing. But if you are living the regular lifestyle where people spend, a couple $100 a month on coffee and liquor, right? No, you might not be able to go to another country and buy 15, 20 acres, but you probably can do something somewhere else other than where you are. You got these, and again, I hate to use them as an example, but you got white backpackers that will be all around the country living in hostels, camping out and doing things. I think it's all a understanding of your mindset. But
yeah,
this is my question to you though.
yeah.
So yeah, it feels stuck either way. I mean,
I,
personally, like I called it my midlife crisis, right? I
yeah,
wanted to change. I've been in my career for over 30 years
mhm,
doing the same thing. And I've always wanted to be in nature. I've always loved the mountains. I was going to move to Western Maryland or Tennessee or North Carolina, but I
mhm.
said, you know what? That's still here with them people. Them people that stole our people and never acknowledged it. They're not changing their mindset. They just scared of us and don't like us for some reason. But I digress. So I said, forget that. If 2019, that's what I said. Let me get out of the country. Let me find some place that's warm where I can grow food and be in nature. And so that was my criteria. But I'm sorry, you were saying about people who
I
feel
would,
stuck.
I would advise, because what I find a lot of expats once they get there. I know a gentleman that's Welsh from England. He's there and he does soaps, and everybody tries to find something they can make to sell. I I advise anyone, if you're thinking about relocating to any other country, try to find occupation so you can hold on to the American dollar because it's strong. We want the American dollar right now.
For now.
Um, that you can still make money, get the American dollar abroad, something online work, something, because you're going to need still to live. People think that when you move to another country, it's cheaper. Not necessarily, because you still have to buy food, buy toiletries. Gas is higher in Belize right now. You know what I mean? It's higher always, but it's even higher right now. You think $5 a gallon is something. Here now it's up to $7.50, $8 a gallon. It's even more expensive in Jamaica. I just heard in Jamaica it's $14 a gallon, so we're doing okay. But those things to be considered. How you're going to live. A lot of people run out of money and they have to go back, make money, come back and forth for those
Yeah.
reasons. So I would say if you are thinking about relocating, have a plan in place, like knowing what you're going to do to make money while you're there, because your savings, if you're going to live off savings, how long can you live off those savings?
Right.
So that would be my advice.
Yeah, I would submit to folks that for me, it's a peace of mind. My taxes on my house here in Baltimore City, around $1,800 a year. I don't pay it for 2 years. I'm out of here. They sell my house. In
Mhm.
Belize, my property taxes on unimproved land is $7.50 a year,
Right.
and they ain't never coming to take
And
your
it's
stuff.
true land ownership in
Right,
Belize, not in
right,
the United States. It's not
right.
true land ownership in the United States.
So that's the thing. Like if I don't pay my water bill, they sell your house.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people lose their
Right.
homes in the States because of taxes and water bills.
Absolutely.
You
It's
know, they get
designed that way.
yeah. So I'm like, yo, if if you have a little bit of land, as they say, and you put some basic things on your land, it doesn't take a lot. It could be 100 by 80 lot of land. When you're in a place where
Yeah.
stuff just grows. So you will never starve,
Right.
right? You may not have a cell phone. You may not even have electricity.
Hmm.
I know Belizeans, and this is the part that tripped me out. I know Belizeans that live in Belize City that live in what is equivalent to like a 1920 shanty or shack,
Hmm.
like stilt homes, wooden built, zinc roof.
Hmm.
That's it. And just as, I mean, not happy go lucky, like it's everywhere is sufferation, but that's how they live. It's like it's cool. They get their money, leave bit of money. They hook up to the electricity illegally. That's the part that trips me out. They hook up to electricity illegally.
Don't do that. Okay, but go
Oh no, I
ahead.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
But the power company comes and cuts it off, and then the next day somebody's uncle goes back up and they put the electricity back on. So it when you live in a place where food grows and it's not cold,
Right.
it's a little bit better. So I would say even if you do fail, and this is not in Belize, it could be anywhere you want to go. Even if you do fail, you have tried and you have and once you got that bug of damn, I can exist and don't have to bust my butt. Because the Belizean culture is not a from my experience, is not about getting a whole bunch of money. They just want to work just enough so that they can maintain their homes
Mm.
and have fun. Just enough. Like I've not been able to not bribe my guy, but incentivize them with more money for the sake of more money. Here, you tell a guy, man, I'll double your salary, but I need you to work 7 days a week, 10 hours a day.
Mhm.
Everybody's not money motivated. And that's what I found with my contractors. Like I have good guys. He values being able to go to his daughter's school at lunch and just, if he calls me up and say he can't work, I'm not gonna trip off of it. But if he had to go work for some guy on a plantation or work a real not a real job, but work another job, he loses his schedule, he loses the ability to have his freedom, and he values that. So has that been your experience? Do you find Belizeans don't really trip over like trying to make as much money as possible all the time everywhere?
Depends. I mean, I know a lot of professional Belizeans, of course, that's their motivating factor is money and growth and success and all of those things. But a commoner, like a basic Belizean, yeah, they're not as motivated for things like that. Their children work alongside of them. Their kids will be selling stuff with them, whatever. The whole family gets involved. Um, but yeah, becoming millionaires like we are here, the rat race, they're just not a part of that there. It's about living for the day, if you will. But I like Belize because um, what the reason I like Belize more than some other countries, like Jamaica, for instance, like um, because they're more docile. It's not like the aggression.
Yeah, I don't like that word, but I know that's exactly why I said, like, if you're in Jamaica and you walking down the street, "Yo, my brother, I mean, want to sell you this, you want to buy this, you want," like they have that. Jamaica has a hustle culture.
Mhm,
They are always trying to hustle and get that money. Belize, nah,
mhm,
nobody's trying to sell you anything all the time. I mean,
mhm.
if you go to the market, they'll try to sell you, but like when you're in Jamaica,
Without
like,
pressure. There's not,
yeah,
dragging you down or pulling you or anything.
yeah,
And like I said,
yeah.
I've traveled the world and I've been to a lot of places, even China. You go to the market there, Silk Pearl Market there to do some shopping. They're dragging you to come to their stall and shop with them. And it's just not like that in Belize. I noticed that Belize, they'll help one another. They really do. They'll help one
What
another. I've been
what is
fortunate
it?
to have some good workers that have been with me for years, and I
Wow.
won't let them go.
Sub
I won't let them go.
sub umbra flora,
Pardon me?
sub umbra flora.
I don't know what you're saying.
That is the motto on the flag. Sub umbra flora.
Oh, I don't know.
Under the shade, we flourish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's them chilling under the shade.
right, right.
All
But
right, we've been about an hour now, so we're gonna close it out. But
okay.
in closing, are there any other items you would like to share with folks who are thinking about being one, traveling the world,
Mhm.
two, being an expat somewhere or an immigrant, and three, about moving to Belize?
Well, like I said before, having a well thought out plan as far as anywhere you're going to go, being able to still maintain an income. You can't just walk into these countries and just, get residency, get a bank account, be able to just do business. You are a visitor. Be respectful when you come to these countries. Don't be the bratty American. Things just don't move fast in other countries. There's go, go, go here. There, it's like, everything's laid back. If you're anxious and want things done, you won't get nothing done. They don't respect.
Yeah, you will
So
frustrate
you have
yourself. That's for
to,
sure.
yeah, you'll frustrate yourself. So you have to have patience and respect of the culture. You're not trying to turn Belize or any other foreign country into mini America. They're happy being little Belize. being Belizean. They're proud Belizeans. No one, and everyone's not trying to make it here. So to approach living abroad like everyone wants to be in America, that is so untrue. So I think that's a misconception of people. They love their country. I love the country.
Yeah.
Well, I'm proud to say I'm a resident of Belize, and I'm proud to say that I do call it my second home, and I'm anxious to return.
Great.
So if any time is in Belize, my place is Melanated Mud. You can find on Facebook, Melanated Mud as well, and on Instagram, Melanated Mud _official. And again, we sell herbs, and we have another page that is Moss's Life, where we sell sea moss.
Oh, wow. Cool.
My daughter and my son-in-law run that business.
Are they're still there?
They're here, they're in Michigan, but yeah,
Okay.
this is all our family business in Belize, and we have the land there and things we're doing. There's some other things to kind of work on too.
Cool. So we will share this. You can post that on
Okay.
Melanated Mud. And I want to say thank you.
Okay. Namaste.
All right. Peace and blessings.
All right. Same to you. Take care.